Right. Hare Krishna. So we'll begin this session, and I humbly bow down to you and request your prayers and blessings so that whatever is told today in the session is in accordance with what has been passed down through the disciplic succession and what Lord Krishna had told to Arjuna. And today is the last session of our course, and you're the last few people who have sincerely joined all the sessions and are coming along, right? So congratulations on that, and praying for all of your well-being and success in your endeavors as start this prayer to the Guru Parampara. Om Ajnanatimidandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapadakammalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriya Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Nam Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna. Thank you all. Okay, so before Prabhuji joins, today it's the 18th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, and we are going to, this chapter is like a conclusion, plus it's a summary of the whole Bhagavad Gita as such. So I'd like to hear from you if you all remember. We'll quickly go through the acronyms of each chapter and the main takeaway from each chapter before Prabhuji starts his session for the 18th chapter. So does anybody remember, going back to the first chapter, what was the acronym for the first chapter? What was the acronym for the first chapter? If you can put it in the chat box, that would be great. Doubt. Oh, amazing, Kumarji. Perfect, perfect. So the first chapter started with Arjuna's apprehension and doubt, right? And Arjuna decided that he would not fight this battle at the end of the first chapter. So it started with a doubt whether or not to fight this battle, right? What was the acronym for the second chapter? Gita, right? Was it Gita, Kartike? Second chapter's acronym. So what did each letter stand for in Gita? Correct. Kartike's answer is correct. Perfect. Thank you for sharing, Kartike. So it is called Gita because the main concept, the first main concept comes in the second chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, which is the Atma Tattva. What is our real identity? That comes in the second chapter, right? And it's a huge chapter, and it's almost like the main concept summarized in the second chapter as well. Okay. Prabhuji is here with us. Who can tell me what's the acronym for the third chapter? What was the acronym for the third chapter? Tree. Oh, Prashant is ready with the answer. Tree. Tyaga, regulated activities, exemplary and enemy, the lust, right? So in the third, and what about the fourth chapter? Because the main concept of these two chapters is similar, third and fourth. Yes, yeah. So these two chapters mainly dealt with karma yoga, right? How we dedicate all our actions in the service of the Lord, right? And we get rid of the effect of those actions, which could be either good or bad karma that we accumulate. get rid of it by just offering our actions, right? Or performing our actions as an offering to Lord Krishna. So that is Karma Yoga. What was the acronym for the 5th chapter? 5th chapter. And we learned something very important in the 5th chapter, 29th verse, the peace formula, right? Right. Yes, Prashant, step, the peace formula, absolutely. And then what was the peace formula? That there is no point in being worried about anything, because ultimately what we gain is also God's, what we lost is also God's, right? Bhuktaram yajna tapasam sarvalokamaishwaram. So that is the peace formula, 5.29. And then in the 6th chapter, very interesting concepts. And I remember we had a nice discussion as well on this chapter. What was the 6th chapter's acronym? Easy, yes. So the 6th chapter basically dealt with Dhyana Yoga, right? Ashtanga Yoga and meditative practices, in that mainly Dhyana Yoga, yes. What was the 7th chapter's acronym? Very quickly. If you know the remaining chapters also, you could put it in the chat box. Right. Could everybody please put the remaining, not all, maybe the next 2 or 3. We'll summarize the main concepts. Yes, for the 7th chapter it was head. So what was the main? Yes, 8th chapter is home, mainly that dealt with death, right? Head and dead, correct? Yes. Home was which chapter? Dead was the 8th chapter, I'm sorry. Yeah. Home or hotel was the 15th chapter, I believe, right? The 9th chapter was Raja Vidya, so king. Yes, the most confidential knowledge we learnt about in the 9th chapter. What about the 10th chapter? What was the acronym? What was the acronym of the 10th chapter, please? Vibhuti Yoga, it is called, opulence of the absolute. So, what was the acronym for the 10th chapter? Here, right, right. So, it's also very symbolic because Arjuna in this chapter now hears about the Lord's original form, sees the Lord's original form in the next chapter, which is the 11th one, Vishwarupa Darshan, right? So, what was the acronym for the 11th chapter, please? Okay. I think Prabhuji is here with us. So we'll quickly summarize. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavad Pranam. Prabhuji, I'm not able to hear your voice.
Yeah, is it fine now?
Yes, yes. Hare Krishna. It's audible. So we were just chanting initially, and then we were just revising what we have done in the previous chapters.
It's very guys good exercise. You're revising things.
Right, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Do you want to make a start, Prabhuji? Hare Krishna.
Okay. Karthik has given a acronym for 10th chapter, Rupa. No, that is the 15th
11th.
chapter, right? 11th chapter.
11.
Vishwarup.
Vishwarup. We reached up to the 11th chapter, the acronyms. If you all want to share the other acronyms also that we have seen, you can put it in the chat box.
Did I miss something?
No, Prabhuji.
The 12th chapter is God, God.
Right. 13th one. I think it's easy. Yes. Difficult concept. Kshetra Kshetrajna Vibhaga Yoga. Field and knower of the field. So it's wise. Only the wise people understand it. Yes. And then 14th chapter. Trap. And what is this about the 3 modes of material nature, right? So they're a trap. Correct. Yes, Prashant. Thank you. Then 15th one. I think Kumarji already told the acronym for the 15th one before. Home. Home or hotel concept. I think a lot of people liked it probably. So yeah, Kumarji had mentioned this. Yes, quickly 16th and 17th also. Please put it in the chat box. Yes. Door and 17th one. 17th chapter's acronym. Okay. Right. I think they'll slowly think about it and put it in the chat box. The latest one they've forgotten. Okay, Prabhuji. Now we have today the cohort that we have. These are the most sincere ones. A few people are missing because at this time we're all students are moving out and some are in post exam vacations and things like that. But there are 12 people. I think Indumati ji and Pranav, two other people are missing from today's meeting. But remaining all other sincere students are here for your association.
It's okay.
Right, Prabhu. Should I share the 18 chapters slides or you want to go ahead, Prabhuji?
I have slides, Mataji.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Okay, we'll start with Mangalacharan, as usual.
Prabhuji, we have done Mangalacharan. So do you want to repeat?
Right.
Okay.
I'll just do it quick.
Yes.
This is Mangalacharan is for my prayers.
Yes, yes.
So I'm praying to Parampara and Krishna.
Yes,
Okay.
sure.
Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshirunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Tadati Swapadantikam Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Shri Mate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivas Adi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. Okay, so this is our journey of 18 chapters of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. We have come to a last step of this journey now. So it's not a small thing. I congratulate all of you who have come to this stage, you know, and who could successfully complete this journey of 18 chapters, you know. Okay, so this is amazing thing, and is a great fortune to hear Bhagavad Gita or read Bhagavad Gita 18 throughout page to page, because I was going through some different scriptures, and one time I came across the Vedas and all this. So Vedas, they are vast, deep, and one place it is mentioned here, it is not so easy to go through complete Vedas. It's not possible humanly, at least in Kali Yuga, it's not humanly possible to go through all the Vedas. And then for us, like people in Kali Yuga who are so busy in our work life, our student life, our everything in this world, which is so much rushy, we need everything into a fast food or maybe a crux, So we have got that crux of all the Vedas in the form of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Srimad Bhagavad Gita is the essence of all the Vedas. If you are not able to read Vedas, of course, it's not possible. Everybody, not at least in Kali Yuga, not for anybody to read Vedas and understand it. At least somebody will read it also, but it's not possible to understand it. So for us, the essence is given in 700 shlokas of Bhagavad Gita. If somebody understands Bhagavad Gita, consider he has understood the all purpose of Vedas. Vedesha sarvair aham eva vedo vedanta vid veda videyo chaham. Krishna has mentioned this thing in Bhagavad Gita. I am the essence of all the Vedas, and I am the one who has created the Vedas, and I am the one who is to be known in the Vedas. All the Vedas are there searching for Krishna, searching for the meaning of life, people say, searching for the goal of life, we say, but that is ultimately finding our lost relationship with Krishna. And that is really established in Bhagavad Gita very, very profoundly and very clearly. without any hiding, without any beating around the bush. Of course, all of you would have gone through chapters, different chapters of Bhagavad Gita. Okay, let me know what is that common thing which is highlighted in each of the chapters of Bhagavad Gita. What is a common line? Common line is the common purpose or common conclusion of all the chapters of Bhagavad Gita. Love God. Okay, Karthik is telling. Good. What is that? Which is repeated or maybe concluded in every chapter. Kumarji is telling devotion. Okay. Prashant is saying Krishna is the enjoyer and the controller of everything, and we should have unconditional devotion. Okay, good. Krishna is the enjoyer and controller is into ninth chapter. Okay, correct. And of course, later on, this devotion is there. Yeah, good. Anyone? Kiran, Dipan Senji. Yeah. Anyone what is saying? Remembrance of Lord Krishna and service. Good. Yeah. Of course, all of you are very, very correct. So every chapter, right from the first chapter to last chapter, the common theme in every chapter is devotion, the bhakti. Devotion towards Krishna is a common theme everywhere. And some people say, Arini, Krishna has said, fight, 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 war everywhere. She said, but war, what is the war actually for Arjuna? It is his devotional service to Krishna. Why we have to war? It's not like simply war. And sometimes you will start fighting war with your neighbors. This is not a message of Bhagavad Gita. Fighting war is not a message of Bhagavad Gita, even though it is repeated in many chapters. It is the devotional service that Arjuna is doing for Krishna. Krishna wanted Arjuna to do it for him. Now, question is, what is it for me? So it is, and the devotional service, active devotional service to Krishna, which is pleasing to Krishna. This is called a devotional service. Prabhupada mentions, Prabhupada generally translates bhakti. You have heard about word bhakti. This bhakti is a Sanskrit word, and it is translated into English language generally as devotion. But Srila Prabhupada is our founder Acharya and is a revolutionary Acharya. He has translated this bhakti term in English in a proper and in a correct way. He says it is devotional service, which carries actually the meaning and the definition of bhakti. Bhakti is not just simply an emotion in our heart. Bhakti is the emotion in action. Like for example, you can see a boy who is in love with a girl, and what he will do? He will just not say, I love you, I love you, I love you. Yeah, he will do something for us. Okay, if you love me, okay, bring the stars for me, bring this for me, bring this for me. Like she will demand, and he is the one who will be providing, right? Love is not inert, or the love is not inactive, love is not neutral, love is active. And devotion is that emotion in action, but directed towards Krishna. Devotion is the love towards Krishna, but is an active mode. That's why it is called as devotional service. Prabhupada mentions this as a devotional service. So, of course, in the 12th chapter and all these things, Prabhupada has mentioned it very, very clearly. Krishna also has clearly explained this. And while by the time we come to the 17th chapter, Krishna concludes Bhagavad Gita almost by saying, yes, we have to carry out our duties with remembrance. He mentions we have to do activities with the pronunciation of Om and all these things. Of course, this is the ultimate message, that we have to carry out every action with remembrance of Krishna. And there Bhagavad Gita concludes. 17 chapters you have seen, right? There Bhagavad Gita is almost over. It is over, concluded. Whatever message Krishna had to give, he has given. He has given a karma yoga, he has given jnana yoga, he has given a bhakti yoga, everything. 17th chapter is the end. And there Bhagavad Gita gets over. So our course is over. Shall we conclude? That is over, right? No, it is not. So a good teacher He will not just simply give the message, but at the end of the message, he will conclude the message with summary out of it. And the same way, when Krishna finishes Bhagavad Gita till in the 17th chapter, in 18th chapter, actually he summarizes all the concepts of Bhagavad Gita. And that's why the 18th chapter is the biggest chapter in Bhagavad Gita. It contains all the concepts of it. So when I was, Mataji asked me, Rajesh Mataji asked me to take the 18th chapter, I was wondering, this is a very big chapter. How can I do this? And every concept. But let us try. Let us try how we can. Krishna did it into in 18 shlokas, 80 shlokas. That's all. He's such an expert summarizer. Such a big, vast. Of course, Bhagavad Gita is the essence of Bhagavad Gita, essence of all the Vedas, and that essence also is summarized just in 80 shlokas. The Krishna is such an expert teacher. So let us try. We take the blessings of Lord Shri Krishna and try to summarize these 18 chapters, and this 18th shlok, 18th chapter in some short time. Let us see. Let us try how we can do that. So yeah, let's go ahead. 1 second. I'll just present a PowerPoint. Okay, this chapter number 18 is called as Maharaj, can you enable this sharing thing?
Oh, okay. 1 second, Prabhu. I think if I assign you as host, then
even just enable the sharing, that is sufficient.
I don't know how it is.
Just assign me co-host, otherwise.
I don't know how to assign co-host, Prabhuji. I'll just make you host.
Okay, there is no option for co-hosting.
Yes.
Shall I enable? I have enabled this. I will make you host again, so that you can do activities in the background. Okay, you are the host back again.
Yes, Prabhuji. Are you able to share screen? But
yeah. Okay. The 18th chapter, the title has come Moksha Sannyasa Yoga. So ultimately, Bhagavad Gita talks about sannyasa, renunciation. And that was the real problem of Arjuna happened there. How to renounce? Why? He wanted to renounce everything. And Krishna wanted to say, don't, no, don't do this. So how this comes to the conclusion of bhakti that we'll see. Okay, we are dedicating this chapter, this section towards His Divine Grace, Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, who was the ideal example for a sannyasi renunciant. And being a renunciant, he performed his real activity of preaching of Krishna consciousness all the world. Okay. So, so acronym for this chapter is SMILE, smile. Krishna is smiling at the end. So as for summary of Karma Yoga, then again we're talking about modes of nature, the ideal worker, the love of God, and finally the end result. Falashruti of Bhagavad Gita. Falashruti, you have seen in any Vedic text or maybe in a stotras and stutis. So they will be giving, okay, after reading this stotra, what will be the result of it? So we'll understand what is the result of reading Bhagavad Gita. Okay, SMILE. You can make a note of it. So initially summary of Karma Yoga. The question remains, even after understanding whole Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna is coming back to his own original problem, whether he should give up the work and go to the jungle and renounce everything, or he should continue. But the same question he asked in a different way. He asked the question, whether shall I renounce, he has to take a sannyas, or he has to renounce. Two things he talks about. Take a sannyas, and he should give up the activities, tyaga. So these are the two things actually. Many people think about same thing, Okay, question for all of you. When you started reading Bhagavad Gita, and many people of your family members would have understood, hey, bhai, this boy is reading Bhagavad Gita. So has anybody told you that कि भाई, if you read Bhagavad Gita, you will become a sadhu, sannyasi, you will give up everything in your life. Has anybody come across this kind of statements from your relatives or friends? Mm-hmm. At least I heard a lot. You know? No, Karthik, of course, you haven't told anybody that you are reading Bhagavad Gita. Karthik, no. Okay, but actually in India, this is a common answer. Yes, Karthik. Why? Because people think, yeah, if somebody is reading Bhagavad Gita and has started chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra regularly, and people think that this man will soon become detached from his whole family life. He will become sadhu. He will go to jungle and he will give up everything. You know, he will had detest in everything in the life. Prashant is telling dad has read it several times. So he was actually happy that I mentored him. Okay, good. So nice. You are encouraging father. Yeah. Andumati has said yes. Okay, meditation time. Good. Yeah. So general consideration in a general masses of people is that somebody starts doing bhakti or devotional activities, it it is and the people will get detached or detached from regular stuffs, you know. So they think like that, and you know, same thing when we have the conception yes, bhakti and the spiritual life, it takes us away everything, a taste of everything. So sometimes people think like spirituality means giving up a real our day-to-day life also, our day-to-day activities. Okay, spiritual life means not to indulge into a work life. Spiritual life means not to indulge into your studies and everything. Just stay in one place and chant bhajan, that's all. Inactivity is misunderstood as spirituality many a times. But Srila Prabhupada explains it, no, it is not that. Of course, the starting where I explained that the devotion or spirituality is a love for Krishna, and love is never inert. It brings more and more activities. The person in the love, he would gift his fiancée or maybe a lover a ring. He will not bring a ring made of iron or aluminium. He will bring a ring of platinum, gold, silver at least. No? So this person who is in love wants to do something for his lover, but in the best way. So person who is in a bhakti or any spiritual life, he will be more and more active than inert or idle. Hmm. So that is the transformation. Hmm. So the confusion is people think that these people are not into worldly things. The question is, what is this called sannyas and what is this called as a tyaga? What is true renunciation? What is the true sannyasa? Sannyasa means is not kind of giving up the activities but changing the activities. Sannyasa means the activities which were done for ourselves has to be done for the pleasure of Sri Krishna. That is real sannyas. Sannyasi are not ideal. I not that they are ideal, but they are not idle. Okay, sannyasis are ideal but not idle. They are most active. Srila Prabhupada, when he took sannyas and he started preaching Hare Krishna, this Hare Krishnas, he went to USA and he were sort of engaged in so many things. And activities like printing, of course, printing books and selling the books is almost like a business. Printing books and selling books like a business, but he is doing this for the service, for the pleasure of Sri Krishna. He went to USA, he did activities there, and so many things he participated which were not part of any common sannyasi cultures. Sannyasis generally are not supposed to be taking part into marriage life or somebody marriage ceremonies and all these things. Of course, he himself has renounced his marriage life. But is it like that? Sannyasi generally in India there's a concession. Sannyasi don't go for marriages and all these things. They don't engage themselves into making people married. But Prabhupada, when he went to USA, he made so many people got married. He would have preached, there is nothing like a marriage life, don't go married and all this thing. He would have preached like that. But he encouraged his disciples to get married and have a nice, peaceful family life. Of course, many of his disciples were sannyasis and brahmacharis also. But Prabhupada explains this thing in this purpose here. The job of sannyasi is not discourage people from doing their regular activities. Of course, if Prabhupada would not have done this marriages of his disciples in the USA in the beginning days, of course, already they were living into a life of a living relationship and kind of thing, which was which was sinful. Having a personal relationship without marriage is sinful. So Prabhupada said, okay, let them get married nicely and let them be committed to each other properly, and then let them live. You know? So Prabhupada was encouraging people to get married. That means he was saving them from the sinful life. That was the conception. Prabhupada was actually, this is what Prabhupada explains in a purpose also. Yeah, we encourage people to do activities, get engaged into family life, not renounce from the family life. And that's how we are engaging them. So in this way, renunciation is not simply running away from our duties. Renunciation is actually getting engaged into a proper mood. Okay? So renounce life of sannyasa. Prabhupada ji is an ideal example here. Even though he was a sannyasi, he was making people engage into different activities. And then what is the tyaga? What Arjuna asks these questions. Shall I do a tyaga? So what is the tyaga? Real tyaga is not a tyaga of the activities, not the actions, but the real tyaga is the renunciation, or maybe the sacrifice of the fruits of the actions. People think like, I will do tyaga means let me not do anything. No, you do things, but don't accept the fruits, don't accept the results of it. People do lots of donations and all these things, but they want their name to be put into big billboards. Okay, put the billboard that I have did donations for these things. Put my name, announce my name 3 times in your classes. I have donated for this. So this is not renunciation. This is not a tyaga. This is not a sacrifice. This is not a charity. Renunciation is real renunciation when we do the activities but don't demand for the fruits. Do you have any example of somebody who has done but never asked for something in return? Any big example in your life or maybe in the surroundings? Yeah, Rajesh Mataji is selling mother. Yeah, my dad, Karthik, was selling. Done a lot, but never asked anything in return. Yes, they are the ideal of this sacrifices. They are ideals of Tyaga. Yes, Krishna is there, definitely. He's doing things, but he's not asking anything in return. He's just simply guiding us through his message of Bhagavad Gita. So this is real Tyaga. Real Tyaga is the renunciation or maybe a sacrifice of the fruits, not the actual actions of it. Okay. So work performed in this way is in the mode of goodness. This is true renunciation. This is the Bhagavad Gita shloka. We'll read. Nahi deha vrita sakyam. Can we repeat, everyone?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Everybody else who is comfortable to unmute, please unmute yourself.
Please.
Repeat.
Nahi deha vrita sakyam.
Nahi deha bhrita sakyam
Tyaktum karmani asheshatah.
karmani asheshatah
Yastu karma phala tyagi.
yastu karma phala tyagi
Satyagiti abhidiyate.
satyagiti abhidiyate.
One can read a translation.
Kumarji, do you want to read the translation, please?
It is impossible for an embodied being to give up all activities, but he who renounces the fruits of action is called one who has truly renounced.
So of course, we have read in Bhagavad Gita in 3rd chapter, It is definitely, one cannot stay without doing any activity, any actions. Everywhere, every time, every moment we are doing some actions, and those actions are getting, we are getting reactions out of it. People think like that, okay, these actions are only the problem in the life, man. We do actions, then they give reactions, and we have to suffer for that. True, right action, wrong action. So much confusion, man. Why should we have all these things? Right action, wrong action का confusion ही बंद कर देंगे. Let us not do anything at all. है ना? So correct or wrong का question ही नहीं है when we don't do anything at all. So that is not possible at all, because every moment we are doing some actions. Some sadhu, you see sadhu here, he has the philosophy that okay, go to the jungle and do nothing, only just do meditation and sit there. It is not, and in this way, this particular kind of sadhus, they think that they will get rid of the cycles of action and reactions. But this is not possible. Even if you breathe, even if you stay alive, if you just walk, if you just be around, you are creating newer and newer karmas. It is really impossible to give up the karma, but it is really possible to give up the fruits of the karma. We just have to renounce it. We have to just have to reject, accept, rejecting to accept the results of it. No, we should not. We are not accepting the proprietorship of all those karmas. Why? We are actually not the doer. You have seen there are different causes for the actions to happen. Bhagavad Gita speaks about it, 18.16 shloka. Any action to happen, we are just 1/5 of the responsibility. 1/5, that's all. The 4/5, or whatever remaining is there, it is done by the daiva, by the deha, by the position and the karma, everything. Everything is done. We have just have a 1/5 of the responsibility of the things which are happening. We cannot have the ownership of all the actions that are happening. So our many things are happening just because the will of God, because He is sanctioning. That's why things are happening. So we cannot claim proprietorship of anything that has happened. Arey Prabhuji, I have done so many things. I have done these big buildings. I have built this empire. I have done this. I can't claim. We don't have actual control over things which are happening, or which actually we think that we are doing it. Anything, you can take it up. So do you think any activity in the life which you have a complete control of? You cannot say anything. Everything has some or some other factor which is beyond your control. Every actions. So we are not completely the doer, and that's how help us to give up the idea of ego, of proprietorship. And yes, we are not a doer. This is a false ego. And then question comes, if we think that I'm not the doer, then what is the real motivation to work on this world? If we have to work, then what is the motivation? And to do something, we need motivation, right? Now, if we work in the company just because we think that we are going to get a salary at the end of the month, we work for something so that we get good marks, good ranks, good grades at the end of the semester after giving this nice exams. Then what is the motivation if we think that I'm not, whatever I'm doing is not, whatever I'm getting is not the result of what I'm doing? Then people will become lazy, right? What is the motivation to do? What is the motivation to study? What is motivation to do the job? Then real motivation is this. I will read the shlokas, then somebody can read the translation. Nasya nahankrito bhavo buddhirasya na lipyate hetvapi sa ismalokan nahanti na nibaddhate. Yes, someone?
I can.
Yeah, please.
One who is not motivated by false ego, whose intelligence is not entangled, though he kills men in this world, does not kill, nor is he bound by his actions.
So one has to understand what is the purpose of these activities, what is the purpose of the actions. Ultimately, these actions, the killing of that's what Arjuna was doing, it is not motivated for him to become something. the war that was being fought here, there, Mahabharata, it was not just because to make Arjuna the king or make Yudhishthira Maharaj the king. It was there, it was done there because Krishna wanted it. It was Krishna's duty, Krishna's job, Krishna's promise that I will remove the burden on this earth of these unwanted Kshatriyas. And Arjuna was just becoming the medium for that. That was Krishna's promise to Dharti, that the earth, Mother Earth, yes, I will get rid of this unwanted Kshatriyas. And Arjuna was just becoming the fighter, the tool in Krishna's hand. And Arjuna was thinking, no, this is all happening just because I have to become a king, and this all bloodbath is happening. No, this is not. This is not just this is not for your good. It is Krishna's desire that's going to happen. And when Arjuna understands this, yes, he fights. So we have to understand the activities that we are doing in our life is not for myself, but there is an ultimate cause for all this action, and the ultimate cause is Krishna. We have to act for the purpose to make Krishna happy. What will happen? What is the result of these things? The person who works for Krishna, for the pleasure of Krishna, of course, first thing is that there will be purification for himself. The activities and the karmas or the phalas, that fruits that we are suffering through, these are not simply not for my enjoyment, but this is my purification. The suffering that I'm getting is my purification. The activities that I'm doing, they are my purification, improvement. I have taken human birth for the purification and improvement, and not simply for enjoyment. And in this way, person will not get bound by the karmas. He will not ultimately the responsible for actions. And yes, and the same person will not get elated by the results of his actions. Okay, I'm so great. No, it is not. So he's not elated. He's not frustrated because of the failures that he's getting. And yes, his intelligence will stay clear. What shall be done and what shall not be done, and when to do what. So this is the ultimate result why we have to act for the cause of pleasing Krishna. Okay. Then again the question comes, this discussion continues, but Krishna wants to discuss about the modes of nature, or with the actions into different influences of the modes, three modes. So whenever we talk about three, we should understand we are talking about three modes. So yes, let's go ahead. How intelligence is affected in the three modes, in the three ways. So let us go ahead into this. This chapter also again clears us about how these modes are affecting. So knowledge has to be affected in the three modes in different ways. Whenever knowledge is affected by mode of goodness, this person sees everything as absolute, everything in a clear, what is body, what is the soul, and he sees the purpose of it. But person in the mode of passion, he is confused. He always thinks of who's mine, who is theirs, what is, and he thinks at the level of the body, and he thinks that whatever related to the body is the prime and most important. What is not connected to body, or what is not connected to me in terms of this body, it is not so important in the life. That's what the people in the mode of passion thinks of. Based on a duality is not based, this duality talking about is not a duality of the Atman and Paramatma, it's a duality of mine and theirs. That duality, it is that and it is a duality of for me or for not for me. That's the thing. And person who is in a mode of ignorance is beyond, and he's a person, he's attached. So he's completely materialistic. He's kind of attached to one kind of work as all in all. He thinks that this particular thing is only everything for him. He doesn't see the purpose of it. So this is a sign of mode of ignorance. People, the knowledge of people in the mode of ignorance. The action of the people how to identify the person in the mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance. This is very important. When you are working in the life, in the day-to-day life, we have to identify people. We have to find out how to deal with the people. This table is very important for us. So identify people in which what are the sign of people who are in the mode of goodness and how to deal with them. How to deal with them we'll see again later. But yes, how to identify the people who are in the mode of goodness. People in the mode of goodness, they are very regulated. Their life is not random. Their life is not topsy-turvy or whatever haphazardly arranged. They are completely regulated and organized. Mode of goodness. And they act without attachment, they give people in the mode of goodness, they give the last preference to the emotions, but high preference to the things which is right. This is, you see, they work without attachment and lower hearted. That is, emotions are secondary. Of course, emotions are important in life, but the the priority is second. And then they work without desire for fruitive results or false ego, with a great determination. The determination and enthusiasm are the prime symptoms of people in the mode of goodness. Determination and enthusiasm. And when somebody comes into the mode of goodness, these two things will definitely reflect into their life. But when we talk about mode of passion, their prime thing is why I'm doing this is because because these things is going to satisfy his senses. If whatever, when something he does, the action, the purpose of his action is whether it is going to help him to satisfy his senses. He satisfies false ego and attach to the work and fruits of the work. When something is not there, results for him, he will not do. He will not do anything without any purpose, without any results for him. Doing something selflessly, it is not into their dictionary. They are greedy, they are envious, they are impure, they are moved by joy and sorrow. Their life is touched by these two things, joy and sorrow. The person in the mode of goodness is beyond that. Joy and sorrow will not distract them from their work. Suddenly somebody has happy things, they will be ready to do anything for that particular job. But suddenly something in their life happens, something bad, they will be disturbed. They will give up their jobs. Okay, I don't want to do anything. I don't have taste for doing anything, Prabhuji. I'm so depressed, Prabhuji. I don't want, I feel that I should not do anything. And these are people more touched by mode of passion. Many people come to me, Prabhuji, I want to join Brahmacharya ashram, Prabhuji. Tell me something, Prabhuji. Why you want to, then ask question, why you want to join Brahmacharya ashram? कुछ problem तो नहीं है, girlfriend छोड़ के नहीं चली गई, या फिर कुछ तो हो गया. Many times the reasons will be this. People in the mode of passion will moved by joy and sorrow. And people in the mode of ignorance, they perform the activities in the perform illusion. They don't know why they are working, but they simply go on doing this. There is a lack of purpose into action. These people are the mode of ignorance. And the actions which are there, most of the times they're against the scriptures. They don't have any reference. Are, why are you doing this? Is there anything mentioned in the Shastras or right or wrong? Nahi, because I do this because I like it. If you know the Hindi pictures and Bollywood movies, there was a dialogue in one old Bollywood movie, Mere man ko bhaya maine kutta kaat ke khaya. There's something. And now it's a funny dialogue, but yes, this is a particular example of the person who is working at ignorance. Many times I see the WhatsApp status of many children, many students. So they say, what they say, or a status will be there for the people. And I do what my heart says. This is the perfect example of the action which is in the ignorance. And the person who is in the mode of goodness, he will say, I do what is right. But person in the mode of ignorance will say, I do what my heart says. There is no basis, no Shastric references, no justification for these things. This is highly ignorant. Just I do things just because I like it. Then people who are doing crimes, they're also doing just because they like it. So can they justify their actions? No, this is completely wrong thing. This is mode of ignorance. Without concern for future bondage, impelled by envy, cause of violence and distress, engaged in the works against the intention of scripture. That's already done. People are materialistic, obstinate, they cheat, and something we have missed is expert in something. Okay. This is the sign of the people into different modes. At the sign of action into different modes. Then we are finding what is their thought process, understandings. So people in the mode of goodness, they know what is to be done, what is not to be done. Clear cut into their understanding. They are never confused. People who are into a mode of passion, this is the sign for them. They are confused. They are confused between religion and irreligion. But the same time, the people on goodness, they are clear to understand what is religion, what is not religion, what is to be feared, what is not to be feared, what is binding and what is liberating. They understand. They are complete clear into this. Because goodness constitutes knowledge. Goodness results into goodness is results into knowledge. When somebody comes to God of goodness, knowledge comes. Whenever in your life you feel you are confused, understand passion is overcoming. Then you work such a way that mode of goodness will increase in your life. And yes, you will see the clarity of thoughts in your life. We'll feel that many times. It's not like that we will be always into passion, we will be always into goodness. No, we have to understand ourselves. When we are confused, we have to understand there is a passion increasing, then I have to increase goodness in my life. Then there will be a clarity of the thoughts. Okay. So he doesn't know what should be done, what should not be done. And particularly opposite to mode of ignorance people, they are very confident. The people in mode of ignorance are very confident. Why? Because they are very clear what's wrong and what's right. And their ideas are completely opposite. What is actually wrong, they consider it right. And what is actually right, they consider it as a wrong. And very confident about it. And they are obstinate and they're determined to do that only. You cannot budge them. You cannot disturb them. This is the high spell of illusion into their life. And they're always going into wrong direction. We can't save them beyond any savings. So this is the sign of mode of passion and mode of goodness. Of course, I hope all of you are there into either in the mode of passion or mode of goodness. Never go into the mode of ignorance. Okay. How to find if somebody is in the mode of ignorance or not? Of course, we'll see. We have seen when somebody is in the mode of ignorance, he will be lazy and all these things will be there. Of course, we'll see that as well. Again, these are the sign of it. The people who are in a mode of ignorance, they will be, their actions, they cannot particularly carry out any project, any task in their life. They just keep on thinking, oh, I will do this. They daydreaming. Yes, I will do this, I will do that, I will achieve this. This is the sign of people who are in mode of ignorance. They just do dreaming and they just talk big things, but actual actions will not happen. And when actual actions doesn't happen, the opportunities are passed on, they slips from their hands, and they have nothing to do but lamentation and moroseness grasp their life, and always in the illusion, yes, I'm something great, but just I'm lacking the opportunities. This is the illusion that they have. Always these people in mode of ignorance, they have this illusion, yes, I'm something great, but I'm not given the opportunities. And opportunities are there in front of you, are not acting. That they don't understand. And they are always fearful. This is the sign of people in mode of ignorance. And mode of passion people, they hold fast to fruitive results. They want to do something which is for economic development. They're motivated by the money. They are motivated by the sense gratification, dharma, artha, kama. These all things. The sense gratification is the kama. Dharma, religion, religious, something they want to do religious, something, but without any consideration. And economic development, they want to do something which will bring more money to them. This is people in the mode of passion. Mostly the businessmen, business tycoons, they come into this category. But made of people in the mode of goodness, their determination is unbreakable. What is right, even if there's a loss into their business, they will be doing it. Even something which is to be done, but it is going to cause them a big problem, but they will do it because it is right. They're determined, steadfast, and they have control of mind, life, and senses. The people in the mode of goodness, they are real control of their own life. Rest of us, no. We are not control of our own life. Bhagavad Gita speaks about it, how to get the control of your own life. And we are controlled by so many different things. You know? What all things controlling our life? Our ignorance, our passion, they are controlling. But people in a mode of goodness, they have the control of their own life. They do with full awareness and full consciousness. Okay? Let's go ahead. The happiness in the mode of the source of happiness. We talk about happiness thing. So what is the source of happiness? And what is the symptom of happiness in mode of goodness? The happiness that we are getting in the mode of goodness, it looks like the very troublesome in the beginning. This is you have experience all the time, right? So something which is poison at the beginning is like a nectar. What is that? What is that habit and what is that activity that works like this? Which is very troublesome in the beginning, but at the end, it gives lots of joy and it gives, you understand, yeah, this is really worth. Any options, any realizations like this? And in the passion, you see the activities which are nectar at first looks like so nice, but at the end, it is, oh my God, I should not have done this. And but of ignorance, they don't understand at all. They don't talk about this. Okay, all of you, any responses? Anything that you experience in life which is good in the beginning, but troublesome at the end, but results are troublesome. Karte samay, while doing this, you will feel, oh my God, so nice. But after it gives the trouble. Are you putting in the chat? I'm waiting. Or you can unmute yourself. We have very few people. Better open up the mics. I don't mind. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, watching series on Netflix feels good initially, but consumes a lot of time, which you might invest in something productive. Good. Yeah. Netflix is so addictive. The Facebook Reels or maybe one Instagram Reels, so addictive. Every reel will be only 30 seconds, but keep on scrolling. 1 hour when it goes, we don't understand. Anything which is now question. We revert the question now. Anything you feel so much troublesome in the beginning, but at the end you feel it, oh, good, I invested my money, I invested my time into it. But yeah, investing in the cryptocurrency. It's a controversial topic. Okay, you just mentioned investing in the cryptocurrency, but you didn't say in which mode it is. It is in the mode of goodness or mode of passion? Karthikya? Mode of passion, okay?
Prabhuji, it was answer for your previous question,
Acha.
not the current one.
Okay. So mode of passion means initially it will be bad, it will be testing good, but at the end it is giving you a problem.
Yeah.
Where my money gone?
Yeah.
Okay. Learning something new and difficult to gain knowledge. Okay. Yeah.
That is initially something that's difficult, and then it will give you something good, that you learn something.
True. When you learn something, you will feel, oh my God, good, I learned this. It's so beneficial for
Or
me.
when you solve a difficult problem.
True. Yeah. Learning something new and difficult knowledge. That's okay. So going to the gym, Going to gym, it's so difficult. And a consistency, having consistency for going to gym for a month, but after a month, you feel so healthy. Now, you will feel the results, but you will not feel the results immediately. Going to the gym is the activity. You will feel that you will not immediately feel the results, but consistency will give the results. And then at the end of at the end of the month, or maybe end of the 2 months, kind of, you will feel, yes, I have lost my weight, or maybe I have gained my strength and stamina. You know, so initially it was troublesome, but at the end it gives a good results. Same way with the knowledge also. Reading a book or solving the problems are so difficult, but finally you will get rid of all the problems and the fears. Good.
Yeah,
Nice.
one thing I personally felt is basically trying to restrain oneself from being reactive. Rather than that, it's more important to be proactive rather than being reactive and reacting to various situations or giving into your anger or giving into a frustration at a point of time, which we all have done, I think, on occasions. I myself can attest to that I've done that on occasions. And obviously, you feel a sense of regret after you've done it. So I try even now to make sure that I can hold
Yeah.
on to my emotions and I don't give into it so much so that I don't have to regret.
Initially, it's
And
so difficult to do that, nah? And if we
absolutely,
just give into that, the rage or maybe that emotions of flow, and when things are done, and we repent, or why I have done this, I should not have done this. But slowly, we try to, instead of reacting to the problems, we just respond it in a proper consciousness, and then we understand, yes, this was the best response I could have done. You know? So
absolutely,
it comes with the practice.
absolutely.
Hmm?
Yeah, I'm trying my level best. Hopefully, I can get there one day. But thank you so much for
Right.
listening to me.
Thank you, Deepatsum. Hare Krishna. Well, one more response into chat box. Meditation. To remain focused is very difficult to begin with, but at the end, we get lots of peace. True. Hare Krishna. Thank you. So this is the symptoms of the determination. When we are talking about happiness, there are different modes. Okay. So these are the symptoms. But people who are in the mode of ignorance, they find the happiness which is out of illusion. So of course we spoke about the activities which are poison at the end, but ends like a nectar. Hmm? And these are the activities like eating healthy food, or maybe it will be tasteless, but later on it gives a health. And finally, the activities which are for the self-realization. Of course, mode of goodness activities will give the self-realization. And mode of passion is the activity they are arising from this sense gratification. They just for that happiness which is coming from sense gratification. That's all. And the activities in mode of ignorance is the poison in the beginning and poison in the end. For example, drinking liquor is so troublesome. Taste is also so bad. And after going inside also, it will burn the body from within. It will spoil the liver, it will spoil everything. And we will lose the consciousness, of course, when somebody drinks the liquor. It's not good experience while drinking also. And after drinking also, he will have, he will not be control of his own self. You know? So in this way, there's a poison in the beginning, poison in the end as well. This is happiness in the mode of ignorance and arises on the sleep, laziness, and illusion. Okay. And then we heard about all this, and then these three activities, these three modes, they work our work culture also. Okay, we're talking about the four social orders in Vedic culture. Anybody of you know what are the four varnas and ashramas? Okay, I think we are extending our time a little, like last time also. We are extending a lot.
Yes, Prabhuji. I think it's late for you also
Yeah.
there in India. Prabhuji is joining us from India. It's
I will
11 p.m. for him.
conclude, but yeah.
Yes.
Four varnas and four ashramas.
I think most of them already know of this. I think we already spoke about caste system and what Lord Krishna talks about it.
Here in this particular place, he will talk into more detail about it. So, okay, let me tell you know, these 4 varnas and ashramas, these are the different orders into the society. The society is divided generally into 4 orders, like Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudras. This is not done by people who are writing the laws of religion. No, it is done. It is written by Krishna at the end. Well, it is created. It has been divided. Whole society has been divided by the creator of this world itself. It is available, or it is there present in every society. Even if you say about the artistic society of Russia, or maybe a communist people, they also have this kind of 4 order in the society: Brahmana, Vaishya, Kshatriya, and Shudra. And these categories are done based on what kind of actions they do, and the life. And of course, this 4 social orders, and of course there is the 4 the orders in our life also. And life has been divided into 4 different states, like brahmacharya, brahmacharya, grihastha, vanaprastha, and sannyas, like that. So we talk about what are these 4 social orders are identified with. First, we talk about brahmanas. They are identify the qualities of peacefulness, self-control, austerity, purity, tolerance, and honesty. They work with the knowledge, wisdom, and religiousness. So these are the people who are intellectuals in the society. In every society, this category of people will be always there, even if it is atheistic. People who are dealing with the philosophy, people who are guiding the society, what's right, what's not right, what should be done, what should not be done. Policy makers, these are all the brahmanas actually. And there are the Kshatriya category of the people, society, the people. The qualities of them is a heroism. They deal with the power, determination. Mostly these are the people who are administrator. Resourcefulness is the nice quality of them, and the courage in the battle. They will not run away when there is a difficulty. They will be forefront in the battle. They will not be sitting into the country's headquarters and just pressing the buttons, and the soldiers are dying. They will be fighting with the soldiers on the front. They are not uh, scary people. They're not scareful people. Generosity and leadership quality they are having. The thing, these are the Kshatriyas quality. And in every society, this kind of people will be always there. Administrator, the fighter, the managers, they are the people of this quality caliber. And then we saw Brahmanas. What are the qualities of Brahmanas? Then we saw what are the qualities of Kshatriyas. And now Vaishyas. Vaishyas are the people who are mercantile businessmen. Their main job is farming, cow production, and business. And the Shudras, they have to do, they are the people who love to serve others. The service sector that we have got, you know. Yeah, you see these people who love to serve others, hospitality department, hospitality industry is all based, all governed by the Shudras. It is not like it is a low profile job; it's a high profile job only. But yes, these are the people who serve Vaishyas, who serve the Brahmanas, and who serve Kshatriyas also. So these are the different four different orders in the society. And societies, all the societies, like Russia, India, America, USA, maybe in Great Britain, Africa, everywhere, in Australia, everywhere, society is divided into these 4 orders. Nobody can claim that no, we are free of all these things. Because these kind of people are available, are found in every society. Not everybody is Kshatriya, not everybody is Shudra, not everybody is Brahman and Vaishya. We are society of mix of all this. And then our actions can be perfected, whether we are the Brahmana, whether we are Kshatriya, whether we are Vaishya, or whether we are Shudra. Everybody can serve Krishna. You can see here the man, he's an army person, but he's a devotee of Krishna. His actions are pleasing Krishna. He is a businessman. You know him maybe. He's Alfred Ford, the great grandson of Henry Ford. He's a business tycoon. But he's using his wealth, he's using his intelligence, using his organization for service of Krishna. This is the great Indian actress. She is a Krishna devotee. And this way, whatever caste, whatever order of the society you are coming from, you can serve Krishna. And actually, being into that particular order is for the purpose of serving Krishna. This is the ultimate purpose to be in Varnashrama. Varnashrama is to gradually develop into consciousness. Okay? And the people in from any order can serve Krishna. This says, Bhaktya mam abhijanati yavan yaschatmi tatvata tato mam tatvato jnatma vishate tad antaram anantaram. Anybody can read the translation? Yeah. Hey, Bon?
I think Prashant has his hand raised. Yep. Prashant, you want to read? Could you go ahead and read? Otherwise, Kartikeya. Yeah, go ahead.
Unmute. He is muted.
Can you please share the slide? Call that
Okay.
slide.
Yeah, here it is.
One can understand me as I am, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, only by devotional service. And when one is in full consciousness of me by such devotion, he can enter into the kingdom of God.
Hare Krishna. So only thing is that you have to keep thinking while doing everything. Is so simple. Even if we are Brahmana, Vaishya, Kshatriya, Shudra, the activity that we are doing it has to be done by while thinking of Krishna. Even Arjuna is fighting the war for Krishna. He's just thinking about him. Just purpose is love of Godhead. You understand what is even we are into this different kinds of societies, and we are into a different kind of troubles in the life. The ray of hope is love for Krishna. So ray of hope is we have to depend on Krishna, following the principles of Bhagavad Gita, and under the guidance of beneficial bona fide guru, we can act which can liberate us, which can free us from the karmic cycles and bring us that that devotional life, devotion in our life. And what it results in? It results in a personal protection. We can pass over all the obstacles, all the problems can be solved, and yes, we can get liberated. The three things are very important things. The results of the devotional life is the personal protection. We can overcome all the problems of life, and yes, the love of Godhead, Krishna. We can achieve Krishna here. And finally, Krishna says here, Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam. This is a charam shloka of Bhagavad Gita. Ultimate shloka of Bhagavad Gita is this. Ultimate conclusion of Bhagavad Gita is this shloka. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. Aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma shucha. Someone can read translation of this?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I'll read it.
Yeah.
Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear.
So, of course, we can speak on this particular shloka for many years, but I will give the gist of this shloka in 1 minute. It is like Sarva Dhanvan Parityajya Mami. Give up all the religious life. That means, of course, people think of it as giving up religious life means, okay, give up all the religions. People think about, hey, this is atheistic. This is not simply atheistic. This is, we have to accept Krishna. Mam Ekam Sharanam Raja. Activities that pleases Krishna, we have to accept. And then what is the result of it? Aham Tvam Sarupapebhyo. I can liberate you from all the sin and all the sinful reactions. He can liberate. And because, yes, Krishna has got that department, Krishna has got that authority, supreme authority, that he only can liberate you from your karmic reactions. People may feel that I'm troubled with so much problems in my life. Who can solve all the problems? Nobody else than Krishna can solve the problems of life. Believe me. And that's what Krishna is giving guarantee here. Nobody in all the literature, all the scripture, all Vedic literature has given this guarantee that I will liberate you from all your papas. So he's the only guarantee. That's why Bhagavad Gita is the essence or the ultimate of all the Vedic literature, because Krishna gives a guarantee and Krishna declares actually, yes, I will liberate you from all your papas. So if somebody wants to get free from this material world, somebody wants to get free from their problems in their life, there is no other shelter than Krishna. And that this shloka proclaims clearly. Surrender to Krishna, which gives you the transcendental peace in the life. Supreme, and you can achieve that supreme eternal abode and free from sinful reactions. And now comes to the Falashruti of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. What somebody can receive after reading Bhagavad Gita. Of course, you would have completed these 18 chapters of Bhagavad Gita session. You have read it. Then what is the result of it? What you are going to get by doing all these things? We'll understand. Who can receive this message of Bhagavad Gita? Who can receive the knowledge? One who is devoted, who is non-envious. Everywhere Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada, Krishna making claims that anybody who has to attain the lotus feet of Krishna, attain the bhakti, he has to be non-envious, he has to be devoted, and yes, like in the mood of Arjuna. And the self-control, some determination, some self-control we should have. And then we can achieve this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. And Krishna gives Arjuna the freedom. This is the dealing with Krishna and Arjuna. After giving all this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, okay, I have given this knowledge to you, Arjuna. Now you are free to do whatever you like. I have given you most important thing. And yes, yathechasi tatha kuru. What you wish to do, you can do. And Krishna, here you can understand Krishna is not giving compulsion to Krishna. Arjuna, you should do this only. No. He gives freedom to Arjuna. That is love. That is Krishna's love to Arjuna. He doesn't bind him into something. And finally, Arjuna is also in love with Krishna. What he does, he is giving up his freedom. As Krishna gives the freedom to Arjuna. Okay, what you like to do? And Arjuna says, oh Krishna, I'm in love with you. I don't want to do anything, but what you say, that only I will do. He gives up his freedom for the sake of Krishna. He says, my illusion is now gone. I have regained my memory by your mercy. And now this is line. I am now firm and free from the doubt, and I'm prepared to act according to your instructions. I will do what exactly you say. Krishna gives freedom to the devotee, and devotee gives away that freedom for the pleasure of Krishna. Yeah, this is a complete amazing thing. And then this is the thing, who distributes this knowledge? Of course, this is the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, not just simply to be known. It has to be distributed. It has to be given to others. And what will get somebody by giving this knowledge to others? We explain this supreme secret to the devotees. Pure devotional service is guaranteed. At least, by speaking this knowledge, speaking this Bhagavad Gita to all of you, of course, you may be getting benefited, may not be, but definitely I am getting benefited, because Krishna is guaranteeing here that I am getting the pure devotional service. Yes, this is guarantee of Krishna, and he will come back to me. And same thing, I would wish all of you to follow. Wherever you go, speak this knowledge to all of their around you, in your colleagues, your friends, your relatives. Speak about Bhagavad Gita, and yes, become favorite and dear to Krishna. There are so many people who are dear to Krishna, but the person who speaks about Bhagavad Gita is the most dearmost to Krishna. So you want to become favorite of Krishna? This is the secret. Okay, Hare Krishna. And who can serve Krishna? We can serve Krishna in the different ways. We can serve Krishna, worship Bhagavad Gita just by listening with faith, and this will free us from sinful reaction. We can study Bhagavad Gita. This is the worship of Krishna with intelligence. And then finally the conclusion of this Bhagavad Gita given by Sanjaya. Sanjaya gives, Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Partha Dhanodhara, Tatra Shri Vijayur Bhutir, Dhruva Nitir Mati Mama. Wherever there is a Krishna and master of all mystics, wherever there is a Arjuna, the supreme archer, there will be certainly the opulence. What all things will be there? Check out. Opulence, victory, extraordinary power and morality. All these things will be available or will be present wherever there is a Krishna and Arjuna. So you want to become successful? Yes, come in the party of Krishna. Join Krishna and success is waiting for you. Okay. And thus we conclude Srimad Bhagavad Gita, 18th chapter. Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Okay. So this is a summary. Karma Yoga. We understood different types of karmas. We understood modes of nature. We understood the different actions in the different modes. Understood love of Godhead, love of Krishna, how Krishna loves his devotee, and finally we understood the results of studying Bhagavad Gita. Okay. Okay. So this is summary slide of this. Any questions?
Usually we take some
Boys?
time to warm up in the question answer sessions. It is very
Okay. By the time you come up with the questions, I would like to thank Rajashri Mataji to selflessly and tirelessly conducting these sessions for last 3 months. And last 3 months, right?
no
More than
around 2 months.
2 months is a big sacrifice she has done along with her studies and managing her personal life. And I put lots of strict rules when before she came to UK there. So following all these rules and regulations, she's continuing her studies as well as she's so eager to distribute this knowledge to all of you. Thanks to Rajashri Mataji and thanks to all the devotees who were helping Rajashri Mataji to conduct this course. It's not a single-handed job. She was telling me there are so many devotees. Can you mention their names, Mataji?
Yes, definitely, Prabhuji. One of them is here, Kartikeya, who
Great.
helps
Hare Krishna,
help me out.
Kartikeji. Can you show me your faces? I would like to see all of you.
Prashant also has always been, so he's been the most regular student.
Hare Krishna, Kartikeya. Prashant, yeah? What Prashant was doing?
Prashant always reminded me that I have to send quizzes. I have to send things. And if I have delayed or forgotten something. So Kumarji also has always
Hello.
been
Hi.
very
Namaste.
encouraging. Yeah. And of course, my team of other friends who are not present here today have not been attending regularly, but they've been support for me to start off this and also for the upcoming event that we are doing. Chaitra, Yutika, Aparna. So a team of girls are there. They're all helping me out. So it is wonderful.
So nice. So I'm so grateful and so elated that seeing all of you enthusiasm for this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. And yes, I'm very sure that all of you are definitely benefited of this knowledge.
Thank you,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Thank you for this opportunity. And I think Indumati ji is here and Arushi and Saumi, they were there, but since they were
Oh,
outside,
Samaya
they had
also.
to leave. But they're all coming from 1.5 hours away, Edinburgh, to attend the event. There are 2 students from Brighton, around 6 hours away. They're coming all the way to come and take their certificates and attend the event here. And they have also been very regular. So
I would just like to take this opportunity to thank both of you. First of all, Prabhuji, for the wonderful enlightening knowledge that you shared today. And thank you so much, Raji, for arranging everything. I still remember I got that email regarding the Bhagavad Gita, and I got it a week late, but I was thinking of passing it on, but then something happened or something told me whether to go with it, and I subscribed to it, and it's been a wonderful experience. Extremely enlightening and helpful and knowledgeable in its own right. Thank you to both of you for all your endeavors and efforts.
thank you.
It was just knowledge which passed by the Guru Parampara, Srila Prabhupada. We are just messenger, we are passing it. Nothing belongs to us. Hare Krishna.
I'd just like to take this opportunity as well to thank both of you, and especially for Rajesh for organizing this this course. And when I started, I didn't know anything about this. Now, since then, I've learned something new, and it's given me a lot of food for thought in my daily lives and different things. So that's been very, very interesting.
Thank you.
It will be very interesting to do the advanced course as well, to learn something as well, build up the knowledge.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you. Thank you, Kumarji. He's been the most consistent as well, I think, attending every class early. He's always early to the class and always encouraged with whatever I've been doing. So thank you, Kumarji.
Yeah,
And
I
of
think
course, yeah,
doing the quizzes, I think it's helped reinforces certain aspects of things I've learned as well. Although some questions were challenging.
yes. That you have to ask Subandhu Prabhuji. I have not designed the quizzes.
Yes,
So
very
he's
difficult
made
to have
them.
this similar answers. Trying to find the right ones is always difficult.
Yeah.
But certainly, it's been useful, very useful.
Thank
Great.
you. Thank you.
I'll read one
Thank you.
comment here. Sachi Ravalji is telling, absolutely, Prabhu, hi, you are right. Prabhu Rajishri devotedly conducted all the classes, quizzes. It was inspiring, and thank you. Thank you, Rajishri Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Oh, Haribol. Thank you, everybody. And I just wanted to specially mention Diptanshu, because Diptanshu is not sighted like all of us. So despite that, he always came to the classes in person with me, and every single quiz he has attempted. There is another person, sighted guide, who has to come and read out the questions to him so that he can attempt the quizzes. He lost his vision 3 years back, but still he made it a point to do all the quizzes. So it's very appreciable. And he was there in all the classes. Whenever we had online also, he's been attending. Just a special mention to Diptanshu as well.
Great. Nice to hear about you, Diptanshu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for taking this much time for us. I know you had a very packed schedule and came today. And thank you, Prabhuji, for giving us this knowledge. Prabhuji is not doing this, just for a small number of people. He has to handle so many people there, and he gives personal attention to people like me and you, despite having to handle so many things. So we are very grateful for that, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for taking time out for us. Dandavad Pranam.
Dandavad Pranam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, and Hare Krishna. And,
Hare Krishna. Yeah. I'm hearing Diptanshu. You were saying something?
Okay, possibly.
yeah, I just said thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, and thank you for your time. And just one thing I would like to say that Raji talked about me doing all the quizzes. I've still got 4 left, so I'll complete that for sure. I'm working on that.
Okay.
And I lost my eyes 6 years back. It's not been 3 years. Just wanted to rectify that.
Sorry.
No, that's absolutely fine. It's been quite long, but these classes reinforced one thing, that you don't need to be sighted to be a visionary. It just reaffirms that fact, and this course and this knowledge reaffirms that fact. So thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Thank you. Before
Hare Krishna,
everybody-
Prabhu.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you.
A
Before
word from a
everybody
mother.
leaves. Yes. Radha Mataji is here as well.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavad Pranam. And I
Pranam.
thank you for giving this opportunity to Rajashri. And she has conducted almost most of the classes I attended. The way she conducted was very nice. And under your guidance and Srila Prabhupada's blessing, she has done wonderful thing in UK. So I want to appreciate her in front of you. And I thank you and my Dandavat Pranam to you.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
And
You got it.
thanks to all the students who have attended the sessions, and my blessings also to them. Hare
This
Krishna,
is
Prabhuji.
the most fortunate mother here. And yes, it's her efforts that she has bought the sanskaras in Rajesh Mataji. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Rajesh Radha Mataji.
Thank you. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
I think just before we end the session, I want to mention to everybody that we'll be continuing with the advanced course. And on 19th, we'll have another devotee, Baleshwara Ramanadas Prabhuji, join us to guide us further of how we can proceed next with the study of the Bhagavad Gita. I strongly recommend everybody, like I had after my 18-day course with Subandhu Prabhuji, I had continued to study the Bhagavad Gita, and it opened up so many insights for me and so many new perspectives. And every time we read it, every time we understand something new. I strongly recommend that everybody please come and join on board for this advanced study of the Bhagavad Gita, where we will spare 15 minutes every day and read each verse and purport and understand what this dialogue is even more deeply. Right? Hare Krishna. Yes,
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna.
Requesting your blessings so that all these devotees proceed further in the study of Bhagavad Gita.
I insist that this study will not stop here and just keeps on going. Even people who are studied Bhagavad Gita multiple times, every time they find it more interesting and revealing. And yes, we should, before we start, we should pray to Krishna that he should reveal his knowledge to us. This is knowledge of Sri Krishna. Without his mercy, without his blessings, it will not come. You know? So keep continuing chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and this is the way to please Krishna, and yes, it will become easy to understand the principle of Bhagavad Gita. It's not difficult, just we need mercy of Sri Krishna. Okay.
Thank you, Prabhuji. We
Hare
can
Krishna.
conclude maybe now. Shall we conclude? Or anybody had any questions before Prabhuji leaves? Because it's difficult to get him again. If there's anything at all, please quickly ask it just now. Okay.
Okay. You can ask always questions to Rajesh Mataji, and the Prabhujis are there. Okay. Don't keep the questions in a heart, because the questions are demons. You know? Before they become, yeah.
We actually forgot about the live quiz today.
Oh,
So there is something called live quiz that we do, Prabhuji. So we ask 3 questions from the particular day's chapter, and everybody puts their answers in the chat box.
You have questions ready?
Yes, Prabhuji, or probably you can ask whatever you feel like from the 18th chapter.
No, you can carry on. You can continue the questions.
Okay. So I just usually ask simple questions so that test the understanding of devotees. So the first question, like I usually ask, is what's the acronym for the 18th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita? You can quickly put it in the chat box. Indumati ji is always very fast in answering. Maybe just another 5 seconds until we move to the next question. Okay. Which verse of the 18th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita summarizes the whole message in the 18th chapter? The verse. Okay. Prashant is back, so I'm repeating the question. Which verse of the Bhagavad Gita summarizes the whole of the 18th chapter? Or let's say the whole of the Bhagavad Gita itself, and I think Prabhuji also mentioned it. You can guess. It's all right if you don't get it right. Right. Oh, it's a mix of different answers. Okay. Okay. Right. Thank you, Kartikeya, Indumati ji, Kumar ji, and Prashant. Last question, Prabhuji. Do you want to take it?
Yeah. Last question. Let me think. Okay. Who can be the most favorite to Krishna? Who is the most favorite to Krishna? You are telling in all, no? Of course, Krishna loves all, but who is the most favorite? Radharani. Okay. Bhagavad Gita doesn't speak about Radharani. As in the Bhagavad Gita context, he gives a quality of the person. No. Person who shows unconditional love. Okay. How to become a favorite of Krishna? We can simplify the question. How to become favorite of Krishna? How to be favorite of Krishna? By chanting? No, not right answer. Nobody's giving right answer. Okay. Surrender. That is also not right answer. How to become favorite of Krishna? You can become favorite of Krishna by Prashant is telling by doing duties to Lord Prashant. No, that is common. This is our duty actually. Devotional service is our duty. Yeah, definitely. You can be, I'll reveal the answer. You can be favorite of Krishna by speaking this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita to others. Hari bol. Bhagavad Gita 18.66, I think so. Yeah. This mentions, yeah, you can become favorite by speaking this knowledge to others. Preaching. Hare Krishna.
Very difficult question, Prabhuji, for us.
Hare
Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you,
So,
Prabhuji.
good. Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. We'll release the winners for this today's live quiz in a while after today's session. And we will also release the winner for the entire. So we are going to release the winner for the whole course. So who was the first one to answer, give the correct answers throughout the whole course, we are giving a prize on the day of the event.
Great.
So we will reveal that also in the coming week. So I request all of you to attempt the quizzes. I'll share the 18 chapters quiz. Please attempt all the quizzes. Come along to Dundee and collect your certificates. Right? Oh, Prashant is saying we already know who it is. Okay. But yeah, maybe it could be suspense for others. You already know, Prashant, I think. So,
Oh,
Indumati. Okay, everyone's. Yeah, Indumati is the quickest to answer. So,
okay. If you think Indumati is the winner, then come to celebrate her victory. Take a party from Indumati Mataji.
very good.
Very
Yes,
good.
thank you so much,
Yeah.
Prabhu. Oh, yes, Indumati ji, wanted to say something?
Sorry, I am outside, so I couldn't audible. So I couldn't. I will just come out of. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you, Prabhuji, and thank you so much, Rajiv, for conducting this course. Yes.
Thank
Very
you,
good.
Indumati ji. It's very nice to have you and see your enthusiasm. So very always eager to answer first, like a small child.
Thank you.
And it's very nice to see this excitement and enthusiasm. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you.
Hare Krishna. Yes. Yes, Prabhuji, we will conclude with Vaishnav Pranam now. Thank you, Indumati ji, and thank you everybody who joined today. Diktanshu, Kiran, Kumarji, Prashant, Radha Mataji, Shachi, and Kartike. We'll quickly end the session. Prabhuji, do you want to Vaishnav Pranam?
Yeah. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda ki jai. Shri Prabhupada ki
Jai.
jai.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Dandat Pranam, everybody.
Pranam. Hare Krishna.